Hey guys, here's our recap video for week 19. We started out the day, of course, in our assembly room with our dads, and then we went to our rooms to do presentations. The kids did a great job on their presentations. A lot of them talked about their dad, which was really great. Then we went into the big room again for science. We are doing probability these next 6 weeks, and so today was the coin toss. We flipped quarters to see what the outcome was with heads and tails. We talked about outcomes, we talked about independent variables, which coin toss is, and we talked about how you would label probability, like you would say 1/2 or 2 out of 2 or 1 out of 1. 1 out of 2 or 0 out of 2. Then we came back to class and we did our orchestra session. It was fantastic. We had Mrs. Moore's class join us. We talked about romantic period of the arts. We talked about modern period of the arts. We read a book called The Remarkable Farkle McBride, which I absolutely love that book. It's one of my favorites. And I will link to a YouTube video of an extended version of Remarkable Farkle McBride with the Cincinnati Symphony Orchestra. I didn't do it today in class because we didn't have time, but if you guys want to do it this week, it would be great. It's with John Lithgow, who is the author of the book, reading the story, and then you get to hear the instruments. We also talked about Peter and the Wolf, which is by Sergei Prokofiev, and that also gives the kids an opportunity to listen to the different instruments within the 4 families of instruments: woodwind, percussion, brass, and strings. Mrs. Moore led our new grammar strand. We did, for geography, we did use Homeschool Helper, which I will link after this video. It's all the trails, and there are 6 of them, and they're kind of tricky to find on the map. So it generally moves east to west on that one. So it should, you should be able to follow it along. Then Latin, we're John 1:5, and the darkness did not comprehend it. For Latin, et tenebrae eam non comprehenderunt. Then we did, for history sentence, we talked about NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. And for that one, we did the motions. So I'll put the motions here. I'm just one-handed because I'm holding the phone. But so we've got in 1949, the United States and its allies formed NATO, big N, NATO, to resist the spread of Soviet communism. For communism, we did a C, or you could do like the muscle, like that. Those were our motions for history. For timeline, we did find the card. We repeated them 7 times. Then we did the area of a circle is pi 3.14 times the radius squared. And we marched around in a circle and repeated that 7 times. Then we have science. In science, it is what is the difference between an acid and a base? An acid donates a hydrogen ion and a base accepts a hydrogen ion. So we did a little game where the kids passed a ball, so they donated the ball and then accepted the ball as we said as we said the science fact. Then we did English grammar is clause. And because it's clause, we did a lot of ho, 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 like this. So a clause is a group of words that contains both a subject and a verb. And we were talking about how a clause isn't necessarily a complete sentence. It could be a complete sentence, but also could just be a who, which clause, or an adverbial clause, adjectival clause, those kinds of things that we've been talking about in essentials. I think I hit all the points. And then for our review in our class today, we did something a little different. It was a very, very busy and full morning. So at the end of the class, for the last 20 minutes, we sat down and we had a roundtable discussion. We talked about any questions that kids had throughout the morning with the things that we did, just because there wasn't time to stop and to take those questions. And we had a great conversation. We talked about the theremin, which if you don't know what that is, look it up, because one of the students had that question. It was so cool. Theremin is a really cool instrument. The student was wondering what family of instruments it would be in. Then we talked about a lot about probability. That was a very interesting conversation if you wanted to continue that with your kids this week. Things like the creation of the universe, and talking about when we are speaking with people who do not believe in God, and how probability plays a part. Like, you know, if I were to take my phone apart into a bunch of different pieces and throw it up in the air, would it land a completely formed phone? You know, things like that. What is the probability of that? We talked about infinity. It was just a really, really cool discussion. And I love the kids. We had a great day. So, okay. Thanks so much for listening. Talk to you soon. Bye.